Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pick up video. Comic book edition. These are the comic books that I've picked up for this last month. Relatively slow month actually, but I picked up some other stuff that I wasn't going to. For reasons I'll explain as I get to them. But like always, I wanted to share the comic book haul with you guys, so here we go. First off, still labeling this in the A's because it was amazing, even though it's now the Superior. But picked up the Superior Spider-Man issue 15, where Spidey Ock goes after the Hobgoblin. As you can see, Spidey Ock is already starting to show signs of his octopus way. Harking back to the Iron Spider, he's got these mechanical extended arms, and he's going after the Hobgoblin. By the end of the issue, he actually reveals the secret identity of the Hobgoblin, outing him with everyone in the Bugle. Story continues in Superior Spider-Man issue 16, where Spidey Ock defeats the Hobgoblin, but the guy is no longer the Hobgoblin. But Norman Osborn recruits him as the Goblin Knight, and Menace appears to be back. That a lady that got shot full of goblin juice, she's back and taking orders from Norman Osborn. So everything's building up very interestingly. Next issue is going to have Spider-Man 2099 guest star, because the whole timeline is messed up after Age of Ultron. So that's going to be interesting. Picked up Venom, issue 39. Recently found out that the Venom series is going to get cancelled in issue 42. So, yeah, that's really bad, because I really like the Venom comic book. But I was thinking of dropping a title eventually, so the cancellation of this is sad, but also kind of welcome, at least because of my budget. But in this issue, part of the Venom suit infects this teenage girl that Flash Thompson was dealing with. So now there's two symbiote people running around. But Flash Thompson has a hit on his head. So really interesting to see how they wrap everything up. And I don't know what's going to happen with Flash Thompson. I saw an image that teased that he was going to go meet up with the Superior Spider-Man, but I guess they're going to have a war of the Spider-Man, because Venom's going to guest star. Kane, I read that his cellular degeneration was back, and they're going to jump Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales into the 616 universe. So it's going to be interesting to see what Marvel does with so many Spider people. But at least I got 3 more issues of Venom to go. Picked up Avengers issue 17. Continuing the prelude to Infinity, where the Avengers launch into space, because they're trying to stop these builder guys, which I don't really know that much about, but yeah, that leads into the first Infinity issue of Avengers, which is issue 18, featuring the return of the Skrull Empire. So as the Avengers travel to space to try to negotiate something, Thanos and his army is going to invade Earth, which happens in Infinity, part 1 of 6. It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. And I'm really upset with Marvel because they're dumping specials like crazy. They just finished Age of Ultron. Now they're going to start up Infinity, and they're also going to start up Battle of the Atom, which is an X-Men crossover. So, and then DC has their Villains Month, and then Forever Evil. So it's going to be a busy month, but Infinity was pretty good. The artwork is pretty awesome, and it deals with the Avengers going off into space to deal with a cosmic threat. But this is the opportunity that Thanos takes to return and try to take over Earth. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It's just started, so there's not really that much to see in the series yet, but hopefully it's gotta be better than Age of Ultron. I had dropped Thunderbolts but this is gonna cross over with Infinity. So I'm gonna pick up the Infinity issues, but this is issue 13, which I picked up just because I didn't want a gap there, and then Thunderbolts, the first Infinity crossover in issue 14, where the Thunderbolts team randomly pick a member, and the member that wins the draw gets to choose a mission. So the Punisher, being the Punisher, convinces the Thunderbolts teams to take out the Russian mob, just as the invasion from Thanos is taking place. So, yeah, I picked it up just because it's the Infinity crossover. Picked up Batman issue 23, continuing the Year Zero storyline. Awesome writing, awesome artwork. If you're not picking up Batman, you should start right now. It's amazing. Picked up Batman and Nightwing issue 23, where Batman continuously runs a simulation on how he would have been able to save Damian. Nightwing tags along, and they're actually able to do it, and then it appears that Batman finally has closure. Next month is going to be Villains Month, so Batman and is going to feature Two-Face. But after that, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this title. I don't know if DC is going to cancel it or if it's going to continue as a team-up book. Picked up Batman Incorporated Special. I thought I was done with Batman Incorporated, and I am, because this thing's not going to continue. But DC, released one more issue for the Batman Incorporated series. Expensive issue, not worth the stories that are inside, but they basically showcase each member of Batman Incorporated. Yeah, I regret buying this. It wasn't that. Some of the stories were good, but for $4.99, that was too much. I mean, the Infinity book, it was also $4.99, but that one has more pages and more content. This one, not really worth it. Again, another title that I dropped, but I picked up Green Lantern 23 because I read online before I went, I read online the internet news, and I heard that this issue was going to be a key issue for the Lights Out crossover, which it's not. it really isn't. But the one that is Green Lantern New Guardians issue 23, because the Relic destroys and kills the Blue Lantern Corps, and I like what Jeff Johns did with the emotional spectrum, how he gave life to these characters like Larfleeze and Atrocitus and Saint Walker. So the main reason I decided to pick up this issue is because I did read that they were going to kill off the the Blue Lantern Corps. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, the death of the Blue Lanterns, the only one that's left is Saint Walker, but without a power battery or the rest of his corpse, I don't know how he's going to deal with that. Picked up Justice League 23, the end of the Trinity War, which I haven't been picking up the rest of the issues. I don't collect Justice League Dark, and I don't collect Justice League of America. So some of the parts are rather confusing, but by the end of the issue, it's revealed that the Atom, the female Atom, is a traitor. Cyborg, the cybernetic parts have been split up, and then he's left dead. He's basically dead. And by the end of the issue, Superman's dying from kryptonite poisoning. The whole teams are really in bad shape, and that's when the Crime Syndicate decides to make their move and go after the heroes. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to follow up in Forever Evil. So that sounds interesting to see how the Crime Syndicate is going to have an impact, and then it's going to be a war between the villains that want to join the Crime Syndicate and the villains that want to join Lex Luthor in fighting the Crime Syndicate. So that sounds very interesting. That and Infinity are the two main events that I'm looking forward to. And I picked up some old issues. Like I might have mentioned before, I want to pick up some Ron Mars and Jim Starlin issues of Silver Surfer. I was also hoping that Ron Lim was going to do the artwork, but he just did the covers at this point. But This is Silver Surfer issue 85, which is part of the Infinity Crusade crossover event. And here the Silver Surfer fights against Possessed Storm and Wonder Man. But it's written by Ron Marz, who's wrote Witchblade and is now writing Artifact, so that's why I want to track down old Silver Surfer issues. Picked up issue 87, which is part of the Blood and Thunder event that was running through Thor, Infinity Watch, and the Silver Surfer, and in it the Thor goes crazy and he goes through the cosmos beating up people. So Doctor Strange also makes an appearance in this. Again, written by Ron Marz. I don't know when Ron Marz's run ended in Silver Surfer, but I want to track down the rest of his issues because Ron Marz, I really liked what he did in Witchblade and Artifact, so yeah. Picked up Simpsons Comics 205. In this issue, Smithers gets control of the power plant, so now he becomes the boss of Mr. Burns, and he turns all evil and everything. I don't remember if they did that once in the comic books, but you know, it's Simpsons. Picked up Superman issue 23, continuing the Psy War, which is a battle between Queen Bee, Hector Hammond, and they're trying to dominate Metropolis. But by the end of the issue, the Psycho Pirate of the New 52 universe makes an appearance, so that's interesting, I guess. Not really digging Superman, unfortunately. Picked up Superman Unchained issue 3, written by Scott Snyder, with artwork by Jim Lee. This one I'm digging a little bit better because of the writing and the artwork, but I don't really know where the series is going. But yeah, I'm actually liking this a little better than regular Superman, so I'll keep collecting that. Picked up Smallville season 11 issue 16. I was thinking of dumping Smallville after the Argo storyline with the Legion of Superheroes. But in this story arc, they're gonna introduce the Smallville version of Wonder Woman. If it's like the Batman one, it's gonna be like 4 issues of this, where Smallville Superman meets Smallville Wonder Woman. So I'll keep Smallville for those remaining issues. Picked up Batman and Superman issue 3. Still not a big fan of the artwork, but the story is still interesting. It still features Earth 2 Superman and Batman teaming up with Earth 1 Superman and Batman, and they're dealing with relics of Darkseid, because apparently Darkseid attacked Earth 1 and Earth 2 at the same time. So yeah, that's really interesting. Picked up Swamp Thing issue 23, continuing the meeting between Swamp Thing and John Constantine. Cedar is still causing havoc, but the Swamp Thing is able to bring back and snap that village out of Cedar's evil juice. So yeah, next issue it's going to be Villains Month, and they're going to focus on Arcane, so I might not pick that one up. But yeah, I'm still digging Swamp Thing, still really liking what they're doing, so yeah. Picked up Uncanny Avengers issue 11, part of the, I think it's called the Ragnarok series, where the Apocalypse twins have resurrected the Sentry, Reaper, Daken, and Banshee, and they're beating the heck out of the Uncanny Avengers. And the Apocalypse twins reveal that the Scarlet Witch has a destiny in the future with the Red Onslaught. Yeah, still really digging what they're doing with Uncanny Avengers, so I'm still picking that one up. Picked up Uncanny X-Men issue 10, and you would think by seeing the cover that Cyclops would lose control of his powers, but no. They go into a rally that's in favor of Scott's team, but then this souped up sort of Sentinel attacks them, and they're trying to deal with that, which continues in issue 11. And they barely are able to take down the Thing, and it's revealed at the end of the issue that the one behind the Sentinels is a guy with a dome that kind of looks like Mysterio. But next issue, this week actually the Battle of the Atom event is going to release. So that's going to run through all new X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men, and Wolverine and the X-Men. And what happens there is that the X-Men from the future come back to the present to send the young X-Men to the past again, because it's going to affect the timeline really messed up. But yeah, big convoluted thing. I knew that was going to happen when Brian Michael Bendis started writing X-Men. X-Men already is kind of convoluted, but now it's making little sense, and I'm not picking up all new X-Men, so that's going to make even less sense. Picked up Deadpool Kills Deadpool. Really digging this. It has every version of Deadpool that you can think of fighting against Deadpool. By the end of the issue, they reveal Galactus Deadpool. So yeah, this is just fun. You really would have to have read Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe and Deadpool Kills Deadpool Illustrated. I'm sorry, to really enjoy this. But I'm really liking this, and I think this is going to be the last one, but we'll see. Picked up Artifacts issue 30. Again, written by Ron Mars, and in this one they showcase the Angelus. Yeah, I don't know what Ron Mars is gonna do with the rest of the Artifacts universe, but right now they still showcase the ancients that are helping darkness, so still following that. Picked up Wolverine and the X-Men, issue 34, part 4 of the Hellfire Saga, where Wolverine and the Jean Grey School takes the fight to the Hellfire Academy, and the thing concludes in Wolverine and the X-Men issue 35, where Quentin Quire and some of the Hellfire Academy kids go back and take the fight to the Hellfire Club, and apparently finally defeats the Hellfire Club. And I'm glad, because those Hellfire kids were annoying as heck, but they do leave some interesting tidbits. Again, this is going to cross over with Battle of the Atom in next issue, but they do sort of reveal that Nightcrawler might be back, and that the Bath gremlins that were running through the Jean Grey School were part of that. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how. I actually heard that they're going to cancel Astonishing X-Men, and then they're going to release Amazing X-Men, which is the search for Nightcrawler. But I'm not going to pick up that, and I already dropped Astonishing a while ago. And the last issue I picked up was Wonder Woman issue 23, where Wonder Woman takes the fight to the Firstborn, and Ares, the god of war, is helping her, but the only way to stop the Firstborn is to kill Ares, and by doing so, Wonder Woman becomes the new god of war. So that's an interesting twist, and that's what I've liked about Brian Azzarello's run on Wonder Woman, because this series has had a lot of twists and turns, and it's going to be interesting to see how Wonder Woman deals with being the new god of war. So yeah, I'm keeping this series. But yeah, that was the comic book pickup. It would have been a shorter video, but like I said, I picked up those 2 issues of Thunderbolts and the Green Lantern ones just because of the death of the Blue Lanterns. I read also that maybe Green Lantern and New Guardians issue 25 was going to have something big on it, but I'll check up on that. But yeah, a lot of really good reading. A whole bunch of things ended. Like always, I like to make a recommendation of the pickups. I'm gonna go with Deadpool Kills Deadpool. Really, really funny and really over the top miniseries. This has been good. I've really liked what they've done with Deadpool, and I don't really like Deadpool as a character, but these 3 miniseries have been really awesome. And the other one I'm gonna recommend once I get to it, I don't know if this is gonna be a key issue, but New Guardians 23, you might want to pick that one up. They might erase stuff, but that one and Justice League 23, because it's the first introduction of the Crime Syndicate, so those 2 issues might be going up in price. I'm not really sure, so you might want to watch out for those. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Like always, leave a comment, leave a recommendation. Let me know what you've heard about the news that's going to come out in comic books. But until I see you all again, this is Vargas XX78, thanking you and signing out.